All right, my dear fellow listeners, good evening once again, and welcome to another edition of Let's Chit Chat with Narine Dat. Let's Chit Chat with Narine Dat is a Canadian initiative with a global impact. There are a few different ways to listen to us. You can listen to us on the regular dial, that's the radio, 102.7 CKMS FM. You can listen to us on TV as well, for those of you who have the Rogers digital box. And of course, we are live streaming our Chit Chat, so do take the opportunity to share a page. We ask you to stay with us if you would like to learn a thing or two. But if you think you know it all, or if you think you're looking for an opportunity to vent out negativity, this is not for you. Tonight, we have the very talented, multi-talented Neeshan Prabhoo, a talent out of Trinidad and Tobago, who is one of the most talented individual came out of Trinidad and Tobago, by the way. So tonight, we're going to take full opportunity to get to know him as a person, to get to know him as an artist. And of course, we're going to feature some hit song of his. He will, hopefully we can get him to do one or two a cappella and so on. But of course, we want to take full opportunity to kind of get to know him as an artist. And this is our way to kind of honor him here. So Neeshan, thank you so much for joining us here on Let's Chit Chat with Narine. How are you doing tonight?
Thank you for having me. I'm great. Can't complain. Well, you know, right now the world, what we are going through. So I'm on the same thing, but I'm not going to really be complaining much. I got to give thanks. Thank you for having me. This is something exciting and interesting tonight. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I have to tell you, I have always been a big fan of you. You know, you have got, you know, you have had some really great hit song, and I will take the privilege to play them, you know, in a minute or so. But even up to today, somebody responded to me and said, you know what, he's one of the few people that still keep going, kind of thing. And so, of course, you have lots of fans here in Canada and around the world. So thank you for joining us. So I'm going to get right into it. I know personally that you came from a musical background, so to speak. But how did you actually get into this whole music business, this whole entertainment business? You are an entertainer, actually. You have extremely good stage presence, all of that. You work out and all that to keep yourself in top shape and so on, right? So you kind of
But
really
if
keep
you
it
saw
cool.
me a little couple of years ago, you wouldn't think I was working out. Eh? That was a one Hitman, yeah.
But when you perform that stage, there's no question that you're full of energy, and that you always get the audience cracking up and things like that, and people pay attention because you stand out. There's no question about that. But how did you get started with your whole music career?
Well, actually, for those who've been following me and know about Neeshan the Hitman, was born into this music. On the both side of my parents, my father and mom,
Mhm,
they are entertainers,
mhm,
right? On my mom's side, her mom and dad used to go around back in the day in the wedding house. I think Guyanese they
yeah,
say the wedding house, the bottom house and them. And they used to be that remember we didn't have chutney, we didn't have an entertainment kind of music other than the film songs. So they
correct.
used to have this little dolak, and them ladies used to go around and clap and do the baby when the baby born and when it have the Friday night. So on my mom's side, that's what the music she came from. And on my father's side, they used to be doing the classical stuff too. So my great grandfather used to read the Ramayana
Mhm,
and my father used to move with him. And then, so typical East Indian,
mhm,
how we was brought up back in the day. So
mhm,
both side the musical thing I came from. So that's how I had the opportunity at an early age to get in. I wouldn't say get in because when I started, actually I was doing it not realizing
mhm,
um, how big this thing is going to get or how far I'm going to go with it or anything like that. I was purely doing it because it was in my blood and something that we do,
mhm,
you know.
mhm.
And at a young age, I've been with my mom when she, Ramraji Prabhu, going to the
I'm a
church.
big fan. I'm a big fan of your mom, by the way. Just I'm a big fan of
Yeah,
her. She really does her thing really really well. So go ahead.
yeah. So that's it. Like it basically is well being around her, she came from that on my father's side. So the blood is there. It's the music is the entertainment music is in our blood,
Mhm,
and this is how I started going with her when she took us to the Ramines, to the temples. We singing in the temples. We playing the danta, the dolak with her. We going then the chutney music, classical. She started getting into that, and then we as young teenagers growing up, we going out there basically really for the fun, right?
mhm,
Because we like at a young age, I can remember as far as I could remember, I've been going around there with her and getting to meet the top stars at that time,
mhm,
which which I could remember, as far as I could remember, the stars I saw and met, and they came home at our house. It used to be like Yusuf Khan, KB Singh, this is the classical men I'm talking about.
mhm. For sure.
Um,
Yeah. Mhm,
Hanif Mohammed, these people, I saw them, met them, and I was like 10, 9, 10, 8, growing up there. Um, then they have Anand Yankaran, the Yankarans and them, all these people, Sundar Popo. So I get the opportunity to be around them, learn from them,
mhm.
and this is where my start came. And Don't Hold Me Back and New York is I gotta
Absolutely.
write a biography about this thing because
For
there's
sure.
a
For
lot
sure.
of if I'm gonna start talking, we could fill this whole interview on 2 days with just the beginning.
I know what you mean. But you know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to stop you there for a second because you mentioned about "Don't Hold Me Back." That is a song. Actually, that song, if I can remember clearly, I think that song really allow you to really take off really big. Because that video that I'm about to play, "Don't Hold Me Back," that song, as I can remember, that song, was playing at every single event, every single party, every single show, every single wedding house, and all of that. If they don't play that song 3 times, it means that that party is not completed.
and they
And there's
still do it. Mind you,
and
they still do.
and they still do. And the reason why I know they still do, because this video that I'm about to play has been viewed over 2.5 million times.
Okay,
So this is not a song where somebody's using, let's say, like a like an Indian name in terms of like the song title, and automatically the video will pop up and things of that kind. This is actually your stuff, and
yeah,
this
yeah,
is what the uniqueness is all about. And so I will take the privilege now to feature this song. This song, I mean, I've danced this song, so I guess people don't know that I can dance. But this song, who 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 wouldn't want to dance to this song? So let's play it and let's get people, reflect back to this beautiful song done by our guest here tonight, a talent out of Trinidad and Tobago, Neeshan Prabhoo. So let's enjoy it. A very, very beautiful song. So okay, so let me get that going there. So this is the song.
What you want? Yeah. Oh gosh. Now what you want? Anyway, how about Jackie singing you couldn't hold them back? They falling, don't hold me back, don't hold me. They falling, don't hold me back, don't hold me back. She falling, don't hold me. She saying, don't hold me. She falling, don't hold me. She saying, don't hold me back. Yeah. Alright. She listening to she radio and she watching she TV. She waiting for something to come up about Johnny. Yeah, she listening to she radio and she watching she TV. She waiting for something to come up about Johnny. She hear something about that show. She hear something about that show. She called Julie, she called Susie, she called Anita. And anyway, how about Johnny singing you couldn't hold them and they falling, don't hold me back, don't hold me. They falling, don't hold me back, don't hold me. Woo! She saying don't hold me, she falling, don't hold me. She saying don't hold me, she falling, don't hold me back. Julie saying don't hold me, Susie saying don't hold me, Anita saying don't hold me, Julie saying don't hold me, Susie saying don't hold me, Anita saying don't hold me. Oh gosh. Julie tell Sherry, girl, they like how I dey dance. They can't wait to go down and get inside my pants. Yeah, Julie tell Sherry, girl, they like how I dey dance. They can't wait to go down and get inside my pants. One in front and one behind. One in front and one behind. One in front and one behind. They both start to whine. And when the music start to play, they couldn't hold me back. I tell them don't hold me back, don't hold me. I tell them don't hold me back, don't hold me. Woo! Yeah.
All right. What a beautiful song. So tell us about that. Tell us about that song, that whole experience, and watching that song, that whole song. Your whole career started to blossom after you did that song, actually.
Well,
What
actually,
was it
that
like for you?
That song came to life in New York because in 1996, my mom took the whole family across to New York to, the normal thing back in the day was Guyana, Trinidad, heading to New York, right?
That's
But
right.
she also was blessed to be able to travel a lot. So she went there and she decided to take me and my brothers there. We went there in 96. And I think the year after, 97, she was doing a compilation, a song. So she asked me and my other three brothers, she said, well, you guys singing, why don't you guys don't just do a song each on the CD that she's going to do? And she'll put it out as Ramraji and Sons. And she give us an opportunity because she see we like a little worthless, so she trying to like harness we in, So it's like, yeah. And we did that. And Don't Hold Me Back was the hit on that. That time it wasn't CD actually, it was cassettes.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? So I'm like kind of old school. That's why I'm a kind of old school guy. I love everything that's old school. So there was cassettes. That's in '97 recorded. Into '97, into we came back Trinidad like in '98 to Trinidad. We went to Guyana with my mom again. And when we came back Trinidad is when the song released into Trinidad to Guyana. And well, the rest is history. That's so it recorded in New York, got the break there to record it, came to Trinidad, went to Guyana and Trinidad, and everything started there with Do Hold Me Back. And actually, when I did that song, it took me a while, I would say a couple of years to understand how big that song really was.
Absolutely.
And whilst performing and even doing everything, because you see, you gotta understand, it's not like I was like, it was new to me being in the spotlight. Through my mom, I had the opportunity of being around all these bright lights all the time. So when she on the bright lights on stage, is either we playing dancehall there, or we singing, or we backing her up in some music, or we doing something interacting with this spotlighting going on. So when Do Hold Me Back come to me, it was the fame and the money and the everything that goes with it wasn't new. So I was like, it come like you give a little child candy, and it's like, yeah, okay, good, eating all this candy, not thinking, well, if you eat too much candy, you could damage your teeth. I was like doing everything and enjoying that whole Do Hold Me Back experience. That's what it was.
It was kind of like the icing on the cake, so to speak, kind of thing. It was already there. It was just like that song kind of really, kind of really give you icing on the cake. You kind of enjoy that moment and experience that whole piece.
I actually was a teenager when that song came out. So and being around all this and getting the opportunity to travel and doing everything with Do Hold Me Back, it was like, I wouldn't say surreal, but it wasn't to make it, it wasn't like new to me. It's after when I start doing more songs and getting older, wiser, it's like, hey, and people keep asking me, like, over the years and over the times, and even up to now, people is always say, like, Hitman, how it feel to be famous, how it feel to be this, how it feel to do that. But the truth is, and honest to God truth, it never really feel no how, in a sense that, I'm famous. No, because as I just said, as a child growing up, we've been in it.
Watching your mom.
But, and being that way too, I must say, being that way, it led me to sometimes not being really appreciative of what the blessing was given to me, even now. But when I mean, even throughout that whole time with Do Hold Me Back, and then you gotta understand, after Do Hold Me Back, it came that song, hey, listen, Mr. Shankar, and that was just a totally next different level, my whole life and career and everything take. And I never really got a chance to grow up fast enough to harnessing all this experience, all this blessing, all this knowledge. But with time bring experience. So this is what I'm trying to hold on everything right now. Put it that way. With Do Hold Me Back.
Well, I mean, there's nothing holding you back because you are still here and you are still continuing. You've been in this business. You've been like in this business for a good 30-something years, I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, if you want to Do Hold Me Back, it is close to 25. And
then prior to that, you were.
And then I was in it because when I was 16, I enter in Trinidad. Here we have Mastana Bahar, right? So in that year, when I was 16, that year, the Mastana Bahar brought a competition on the side for the kids. So they name it Children of Mastana Bahar. So I took part in that. So you could see that I was always in music. And I took part in it just because, what I mean? It was there and I was like, hey, why not? And I'm like, and at that time you go to school and it's like, hey, when you're in school, it's like, if I go on TV, it's like, okay, more. And that's the kind of mentality. It wasn't serious. It wasn't like that serious of me paying attention to it. It was everything just come naturally. You know what I mean? I guess if I pay it a little more serious and do it right, I might even do even much better if I take everything a little more serious. You know what I mean?
No, but it looks like you were having fun with it, and you still are, which is pretty good. The thing with you is that you are, you can do a variety of different songs, and you do well with your classical pieces as well. So I really admire you for that. You're very close to the classical piece, the classical, like that seems to be something you are very much passionate about. I can see, at least based on what I'm seeing when you perform on stage, you take pride in doing those kind of pieces. And it's nice that you're doing the chutney pieces also, because as you know, the West Indies, you know, and like places like Trinidad and Guyana and so on, they love their chutney too, you know. You know what I mean? And so
Well, the chutney,
yeah.
well, what happened? The classical music
Mhm.
was there before chutney, right?
That's right. Yeah, I realize that.
Yeah. So the classical and the class. That was what I'm saying. Like the guys like Yusuf Khan, KB Singh. These guys was classical singers, and the classical singing. I think in Suriname they call it tan singing, right? And Beta Ghana, right? That's with the drum organ and dantal. So the classical singing before chutney, long before chutney come along, the classical way we was introduced to that. So my mom and them singing classical singing. And classical singing, that what we know of back then, and even now, they still try to carry it on. But remember, after that time is the next, but we still do it. And I look at it, and why I still do it too is because we got to keep it alive, you know?
Absolutely.
Because it is just like Calypso to soca people, Calypso is the foundation. Our foundation in Trinidad, and I would say Suriname and the Guyana, and we foundation before chutney is classical. And if I came from that, and this is how I see it, right? And this is how I was taught. If I came from that, and I know that for a fact, so I teach that in my home, I have to carry it on. Because think about it. Watch this program that we are doing right now here. If I only come and sit and only talk about chutney and wine and grind, which is who don't like to have a good time?
That's
obviously.
right.
And for me, my view on chutney, it's all music or East Indian music mix up that we could share with the world. And we have something of our own, because each race of people should have their identity and keep it alive. We carry doubles every day. And I would not force doubles or egg ball, I mean, or curry. I love curry, but I like to eat some little Chinese now and again. I like to eat some Italian. I like my pizza. So this is the reason of mixing up. So chutney music is all music, right? And coming from the classical, as we was just saying, the classical music, being a chutney artist now, which is more popular, the chutney music with young people. I just try to bring it across to the young people in a subtle way that they could understand it and they could feel it too, you know?
Yeah, you know what? I will play. You did a new song, a very nice song this year here. So what I want to do, I want to highlight this song right now. I may go back and forth as well too, because you have done some unique pieces over the years. But this one is very nice, very fresh, and I just want to show your uniqueness when it comes to the singing and so on, because I mean, we have seen They Don't Hold Me Back, and this one is obviously different. So let me play this one, and so people can get to see your newer piece here.
जब तुझको पुकारे मेरे गीत रे ओ मेरे मितवा मेरे गीत रे आजा तुझको पुकारे मेरे गीत रे ओ मेरे मितवा मेरे मीत रे आजा तुझको पुकारे जो कब तक प्यासी नजरिया तर से जो कब तक प्यासी नजरिया बर से जो कब मेरी आंगन बदरिया छोड़ के आजा तोड़ के आजा दुनिया की हर रीत रे तेरा देश न जानू देश न जानू नाम न जानू तेरा देश न जानू किसी में न भेजू संदेश न जानू देश न जानू ये फूलों की ये झूलों की रुत न जाए बीत रे आजा तुझको पुकारे मेरे गीत रे ओ मेरे मीतवा मेरे मीत रे आजा तुझको पुकारे मेरे गीत रे ओ मेरे मीतवा ओ मेरे मीतवा ओ मेरे मीतवा
All right, excellent job there. Just before we continue though, I want to acknowledge a few people here. Particularly, I would like to give a special hello to Nati Ramatar. Thank you, Nati Ramatar, for taking a sneak peek. Very much appreciated. We have had him on the show here not too long ago. Very, very talented singer as well, who I always admire because he's very unique, very multi-talented man. So thank you, Nati. And thank you, all of you. I'll take a sneak peek in a few minutes. But tell us about this song, though. This is a very unique one. It's totally different than the one we played earlier. Very soothing, very different. Why did you decide to do this one?
Well, as I said, right,
Mhm.
we was talking about classical singing. Classical,
that's right.
I was talking about like that, like the Tumri and Ghazal dancing. But
That's
this is next. This is a other side of classic, right? We born and grew up with this. This music, Mohammed Rafi, Kishore Kumar. This is our music. This is what we was born into. This is our great grandmother's native language. This is how I look at it. And choosing this song, right now, as I said, for the past 2 months in Trinidad here, we've been locked down. We finally easy coming out of it. And I wanted to do something. I didn't want to do a wine and grind party song because the mood was kind of
Yes,
dismal
exactly.
around the world, The mood was kind of dismal. And then when I looking at the Bollywood, I turn to Bollywood. That's why I always emphasize
Mhm.
and I always promote our Bollywood music because it's our grandmother, it's our native tongue from our grandmother land, and we must not forget that. So when I go into the archives of music from Bollywood, when I take a song from India on Bollywood and I don't look at it like we taken from some stranger. You hear what I dress her? My grandmother. If you go in your grandmother's house and the first thing you're walking and going to the pot and you're going to take a piece of chicken or you're going to eat and maria because you feel that love and that's your home.
You feel it
So
whole,
me
that's
doing
right.
this song is embracing and spreading and keeping that love affair that we have with that Indian, all right? And I wanted to do a song that it's calm, but it could touch everyone who listened to it and bring back some feeling. If it could make them smile, give them some love, give them some hope, bring some brightness in this dark time we're going through. That's the purpose of this song. And then I also didn't want to do an ABC song.
Mhm.
ABC meaning that way anybody could attack like so simple because for me doing a simple song is not no challenge.
That's
and I
right.
love a challenge.
Mhm.
And singing a Mohammed Rafi song is a challenge on its own.
That's right.
Obviously, I would not put myself in his class. I'm giving him praise and thanks by me trying to give him keep his name alive today. Because watch he listened to that song. Aja tujhko pukare. That is like, oh my, seriously. So when I choose that song, it was for all these reasons, bringing back feelings, memories for people, and then the time we're going through, bringing back a little love. And this is why I choose that song, Mere Mitewa.
Absolutely.
And it's a classic. These days, imagine, guarantee sure this song came out way before I was born.
Mhm.
And if I take this song today, imagine this, in your program today, there are so many people may look on after today, they'll go back and look at it, who has seen
That's
now.
correct, yeah.
But and some people might of our generation might like, who is Mohammed Rafi? Trust me, you're gonna get that. Not everyone, but some of them, and they're gonna say they know Hitman. And this is the next reason of doing these songs too. They know Hitman, we know Hitman for Shankar, Firewater, Don't Hold Me Back. Oh, okay, what kind of music is that? So if I could keep my culture and dharma alive in this way, this is my purpose and this is what I'm doing right now. And this is part of the reason of doing a song like that.
Absolutely. And now you can understand why we're doing this show here, to give you guys, the artists, an opportunity to really share your passion for the music. Because usually people will just see you go and perform on the stage, and then they're gone. They're not realizing, like maybe people, maybe not too many people know that you started off doing like the Indian music, and you grew up with Indian music at home, right? Because when you go on the stage, you a whole different person when you go on the stage and all of that,
Yeah,
right?
no,
And
well,
so, so,
think about
so
it. When you go to a chutney show, right?
that's right. Exactly.
Especially a chutney show, you don't get time to sing these songs.
That's correct.
you know,
Mhm.
you don't have the time, and then it's like, it's not that we don't love it, but don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
When we go in the bottom house, I mean, in the same chutney shows too, once we get the chance and the opportunity, we drop down music like this because it's the only way it's gonna keep alive. And if people like me out here, as a chutney artist, as an East Indian artist, if I don't do it and keep it alive, help to keep it alive for this generation, who would? And I know there's a lot of artists doing it like myself. So we gotta do it, and we're so happy for a platform like yours to do it too. To share. So it come like we teaming up and sharing our culture to the world. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I like what you're saying there, and you're speaking with such of a passion. I think you've done another one this year too. Am I correct? You've done two, or is it this one so far?
What film song?
Like, yeah, the filming one I'm talking about.
I think this is the only film song I did for this year
For
because this coronavirus comes so
yeah,
fast.
yeah. That's
I
okay.
did I did earlier on. I did a traditional chutney. We call it hardcore chutney. That's the Hindi one. I did that. But if you know something about me now, compared to the past, I don't try to record too much of songs. I don't really have need to record 10 songs for the year. I don't really have need to try to prove myself that I could actually sing. If you understand what I'm saying, this is not
Yeah,
me
yeah.
trying to be arrogant or anything like that. It's just how I feel right now, where I'm at in my career and my life, and I choose my songs very carefully, very particular on why I sing now. Over the years of coming up, I was a crazy guy. Who know me? But I mean crazy.
I totally hear you.
Yeah, to be moving at that pace. You're talking about doing back as a teenager. You remember as a teenager, as somebody like in college, they're gonna have people in college have frat party is doing the craziest thing out of their life at that time. So that's you giving a frat guy doing back. You understand? And you put a Ferrari, which is door back in the hand. What is gonna happen there, right? So I was like doing all that, but with age comes experience.
All right, absolutely. Age come maturity for sure.
So and right now I see the need for me, especially for me, to hold it down and head a lot more positive because of our culture or people really need more of my kind of thinking. And like yourself, because I've been looking at you, following you for now for what we're doing, and we need that, especially the people like myself and yourself, because as I was just saying, right, this is our music. People, we chutney music and chutney artists over the years get a kind of stigma that we only sing rum, or we have a kind of stigma but you see, when we go to a fete and a party, you gotta understand this. When we go to a fete or a party, they don't be sharing milk at the bar, right? When you go to a wedding and a bottom house, I mean, they say, come on, be real, right? That don't mean we promoting rum or we promoting lewdness, but it's just the atmosphere we in. You understand? And look today, through this conversation me and you gonna have here, we have in here, a lot of people didn't even know Hitman could actually sing film song like that. Or wouldn't even know that I born and grew up in the temple. And know my talents of singing even classical song in the better Ghana side. But most of the time they hear we, they see we in a chutney show, they hear we music and chutney and they feel that's all. So again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this satisfaction. Yeah.
No, you brought up such a good point. But also I think also as human being, like we tend to easily judge people as well too, right? Because we just judge very quickly, all of us, myself included. So we judge very quickly. But you brought up a good point. Don't expect milk to be served at a wedding house, especially when.
And most of the time, the critics who attack chutney music, most of the time the critics who attack chutney music, they drink more alcohol than me and you.
Yeah. No, no,
But this
you
is
brought
not.
up.
This is,
Hmm.
yeah, this is not me coming out to attack anybody. I'm
Oh, oh
just
no,
saying.
no, no. We're having a chit chat here, but you brought up a good point. I'm so glad you have you on here because I mean, even myself, I would have not. Because when I was younger too, like I'll be honest with you, like that song "Don't Hold Me Back," I've danced that song so many
Come
times
on,
all over the
man.
place,
Come on,
right?
man. Hey,
Right?
no,
How can you not really when you think about it, right?
yo,
So,
I know. Trust me, I know. Yeah.
so the thing is, but I like the fact that you really stay really close with your roots. You know, like
Yeah.
with the music wise. I mean, I would have not known that you are so even so humble and so simple because when you think about it, and I'm not sure if you're realizing this, but that song reached over 2.5 million people. That is a big deal. You were born and raised in Trinidad,
Yeah.
not North America, where we have millions of people
But
here.
you gotta understand something. That video you play, that's one video.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm just saying. Yeah, exactly.
It have like about 100 video with the hold me back with so much views. And
Exactly.
it have other video
Mhm.
with the hold me back where I did back in '98. I thought that was the video you're gonna play, where it was showing me and two dancers when I was young like that back then. But
Yeah. For some reason, the one that I pulled up, the audio was not great. I'm not sure if somebody did it back,
yeah, yeah,
or something along.
exactly.
Yeah. So I
That's
was looking
okay.
for a good audio. That's so I was
That's
thinking.
okay.
What? So
That's
yeah.
okay.
So what do I do? Do I show you and those dancers, or do I
Yes.
try to get? So I end up
No,
doing
no,
that.
no, no. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I guess everybody, most people, and plenty of people will go back on YouTube and they'll find it and see it.
Absolutely,
But
it's available
yeah,
there.
and
Doing
I back in the day when I was like, yeah, I was like 19,
Mhm.
18, 19. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'll do, I think I've seen you do a really nice one. I have to look for it. A nice Indian one you've done. I will have to look for it. But in the meantime, what I would like you to do, in this whole music business, I've had the opportunity to chit chat with so many different people off and on camera kind of thing, and there is always challenges when it comes to this whole entertainment industry, kind of thing to make it to a certain point. Not everybody will make it to the point where you're at right now, but I'm sure there are bits and pieces of challenges as you were trying to emerge into this industry. Are you willing to share some of those pieces with us, some of the challenges? Because nothing is smooth in life. There's always challenges in life.
Yeah. You know what? My wife always quarrel with me. I'll use we term, we Trinidadian twang quarrel. You know, she
Mhm,
always quarrel with me that I take things too lightly. I get everything feed to me musically with a spoon,
mhm,
But I understand what you're saying. That
mhm,
don't mean because I was born into this that I
mhm,
never had no challenges. The more to me, because remember, in anything you do, in any workplace you are at, if be it a office, be it you name it, in politics, be it in music, it don't matter where you are and you are striving to be better or you are amongst a group of people, you are going to find some kind of challenge. You understand?
mhm.
And yes, I had and still have over the years I had and I still have, but I don't want to dwell too much into the like pinpoint out
Yeah, no,
where
yeah,
we
you
are.
don't have to get in
You
details,
know,
but
but what
but
I will
if
say,
mhm,
what I will say
mhm,
in life, the lesson that I learned to deal with challenges in life. Now this is me.
mhm,
There are a lot of atheists out there. I believe in agree to disagree, but I'm talking about me.
mhm,
In life, I don't know what is the meaning of giving up. I don't know what that word is. That is not in my vocabulary. I don't pay no attention to that. Something happened, I get up and dust myself off and go again. That's how I live. And the challenges that I face over the years, some of them very hurtful,
mhm,
some of them affect you in different ways.
for sure.
But the most important thing, I found God at a very young age. God came back into my life. He was always there, but through the same challenges and difficulties growing up, be it music, personal life, everything, we always looking for someone to help us. And I thank him for me allowing me to turn to him. And when I turned to him is where all my help came in from. He showed me through all the different times and the different challenges that we are talking about. And
Mhm.
God rise me up. I still face today, but with the experience and what I learned over the years, I handle it differently.
Awesome.
So for people, in the music industry, especially, I would say young people who is looking on, this is, you gotta make sure and understand too. A lot of people, this you can't just see someone. Because I could just look at a doctor and love what a doctor do, you know. But could I perform a heart surgery? You understand what I'm saying?
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
If I could sit down and watch a doctor on TV, and I do, and I admire them for what they do, because it takes a lot to do what a doctor do. Even as simple as a mechanic may seems like fixing a car engine. It looks simple, and I could admire he, but could I fix that engine? So it's very important for people coming up in the world and young people to find out what you best at and what you're good at and what is your blessing. So you would get less challenges in life. Because if you're going to attack something that you definitely wasn't cut out for, you're going to get a whole heap of challenges, you know. You understand?
Yes.
So we find a lot of people trying to do a lot of things in it. So get what you're good at. So the challenges will be minimum. And with God, anything is possible when it comes to challenges.
Speaking of God, I think it will be appropriate for me to play this beautiful song done by you, obviously. I like this one, that, you know, I want to show your versatility here. So let's enjoy this beautiful song done by our guest, Neeshan Prabhoo, a very talented, singer who I admire for years now. Actually, I've seen your show. You know, I've seen you live when you came and support you when you came to Canada and so on. And you wouldn't know everybody, but because where I live, sometimes we have to travel a little bit to kind of get to go to certain.
Trust me, I am Canada. I had a ball in Canada over the years. But Canada had some real amazing shows in Canada. Trust me.
Yes. Oh yes, you've had some really great shows here.
What 20 years, close to 25 years, you know. So trust me, I Canada and me have a good relationship, and the people across there know to have a good time.
Awesome. Yes, good. So let's feature this beautiful song done. And again, for those of you who have just tuned in, keep in mind, there are a few different ways to listen to us. You can listen to us on a regular dial, that's radio, 102.7 CKMS FM. You can listen to us on TV as well, for those of you who have the Rogers digital box. And of course, we are taking the privilege to live stream our chit chat here. So do take the opportunity to share a page. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy this nada one. I just want to show you the versatility of our guest here tonight.
Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo bolo sab mere bolo, Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo bolo sab mere bolo, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo bolo sab mere bolo, Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo bolo sab mere bolo, Om Namah Shivaya. Chit Chat
Excellent job there. Excellent job.
You make me feel like go down my hair, you know, I just shake up and, you know, Lord Shiva all the way. Yeah.
You know, when you sing, you have such a great voice. I just thought I was gonna play a little clip, but I couldn't stop it because I wanted to hear more, and I knew, of course, you know, the listeners, viewers, they you know.
This is what I was now This is what I was now speaking about. Know what you're good at.
That's
Know
right.
what you was blessed to do, and you will do it to the best that you can.
For sure, because
I see a lot of people. I see a lot of my friends here. I don't know if you want me, if I could just give them a little shout out.
Absolutely, you take the opportunity to do this. Your show. You take you go right ahead. You just acknowledge that and ask them to share the page as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see one of my friends travel on. They locked on right now. Shanaz, Paulette. I trying to like be very fast here. My boy from Trinidad. Yeah, you're getting a lot of people on my page today. Like
that's good. That's good.
The people who support the culture music love it. Yeah, and there's one of my friend here now, so way down from Penal. I don't know if you ever hear about Penal. I San Fernando side. I see he's locked on. My friend in New York right now. One of my friend, my hen sing. He's there. He's locked on right now. Sita is on right now. Is like Soma is on too. Every Jairad sing. We got a good one of our top film singing brothers here in Trinidad. Jairad Singh. He's one of the guys you must have on your program too.
So maybe Jairad Singh, if you're still there, maybe touch base with us. We'll be happy to have you on to have a chit chat. It's nice to
I can always give you contact. He did a lot of contribution to our music, and he's like a big brother to me. He's a good one. He's locked on right now.
Awesome.
So many people, you know.
And we appreciate that. Most of our viewership comes from our TV and radio, though. We have Rogers Cable here, which is the biggest in Canada, and they have with Rogers Cable, if I'm not mistaken, they have over 5 million subscribers, and so we have lots of people still listening through that way. But it's nice to have the live feed as well too, because things have changed and people like to have it hot kind of thing, like how we are right now. I want to give a special hello to Gitanjali, and thank you so much for doing that song for my daughter's birthday yesterday. You made her day. She wasn't expecting anything of that kind, and she's extremely happy that you did that. So thank you for taking the time to do it. Very much appreciated. I want to give a special hello to my friend Jagat Suk, watching all the way from Minnesota. Very much appreciated. And all of you, I can assure you, we appreciate your viewership. But that's one of the reasons why we're doing this chit chat in the first place. I'm sure by now you've learned so much from our guest tonight, who actually is so diverse when it comes to the music, but so so down to earth kind of thing, and so simple, which is extremely difficult to do, because you brought up early in the show that usually, you know, people win a competition and so on, then they're all over the place kind of thing, right? And you have been this thing from the beginning, because I'm a really big fan of your mother. I can tell her that right now. The fact that you were accompanying her, you were always part of it in some way, and then you blossom into your own individual self. Many people know you as the Hitman, obviously, and I mean, and the fact that you really so grounded with your roots, though, in terms of the music you do, and I can assure.
You know what? I'll tell you something about that. The part of being grounded, I have to, is because I want to say a shout out and a special. As I see this, I'm gonna mention it, right?
Absolutely, Diana, go ahead.
Yeah, Diana, because I'm gonna hear about it. And please forgive me, guys, if I miss anybody's name. Diana, Hillary, everybody out there, Hitman, love you guys. Yeah, I have to be this way, because given the opportunity that I have been given over the years, right? I've been performing and have positions I've been put in over the years to represent whether I wanted to, whether I understand it at the time or I wanted to at the time. I've been being me as Hitman, as an entertainer. I've been put in some positions to represent my people, represent chutney music, represent the Indo-Caribbean people. And when I go out there and perform in some of the states, like for instance, in a little while ago in Miami, I was asked to come on to hire me to perform in a Caribbean kind of concert where you had Jamaica and the whole Caribbean islands was there. to the biggest of Jamaica. And you had people like Maxi Priest and even Pitbull and them came and touched down and performed that things like that. And you have me, and when the promoters asked me, Hitman, come and do it, it because was on the grounds of representing chutney music. You understand? So when I look back at all these things, especially, and even that time when I realized what was handed to me to do, I had no other choice but to have to pull up myself and get myself in this way to represent my ancestors and my people. When I go out there, I represent even you. What you are doing represent me. Because you're from Guyana, you're East Indian descent. I am from Trinidad, we are East Indian descent. Now they are soca, and they have the Africans in Trinidad here, they have their soca music, which I, as a chutney artist, learned so much from them. When I did Shankar, I traveled the whole soca circuit with them. And when I went out there, they didn't hire me to sing soca. They hired me to come there to sing, hey, listen, Mr. Shankar. They want that thing. And they wanted that East Indian flavor. You know what I mean? They wanted the East. That's what they love about Hitman in the first place. And then when I go on in there now, I drop in a little shank, I don't hold my back, and then I give them a little piece of the little film song, like Jane Chale Jate, and it's like, this is what they wanted. So this is what I'm saying. I had to, and this is what I'm doing now, and I'm even more so into representing by pulling up. And as I said earlier on, as you get older, you get wiser.
Of course.
So you got to practice what you preach and make sure, because there's a lot of people listening. And if I drop the ball on this, put it this way, I started off young. I'm not that old right now, but I can't afford to drop the ball on this. I can't, and I won't. And this is what my mission is now in life now, more so to make sure that I represent us and represent it the best I can.
Excellent. So if you don't mind, can you maybe walk me through briefly with all the trophies you have behind your shoulder here? Maybe highlight some of the important ones, because we want to take the opportunity to highlight everything possible about you. This is your night tonight.
And I don't know if I know.
No, like just maybe pick one or two that really matters to you the most because it was a unique, piece or something of that kind. Is there anything that stand out for you?
You know what? All have some special place in my heart. All have special place in my heart.
I'm sure that, yeah.
You got like this one here.
Bring it closer, because we want to, for sure, because I mean, not too often people get to see
this one is best male entertainer of the year at that time.
And what year? What year is that?
This was in 2007.
Okay. So it's been over a decade ago. Okay, wow.
This here is not now. I
know. You probably lost track now. I know.
I got recent ones. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So it's like, and then I got like that one next one. I got that one there from Guyana. I got this one. Trust me, if I got they're gonna take me down a whole different road with these things. No, but I put them up here like because it's not like to like praise yourself or make yourself feel good about it, but it is the love and appreciation that I received is from the people. So why neglect it? You know what I mean? They take the time to give me all these awards, because I got awards from best chutney soca artist, best album, you name it, and it's me having it up here is just appreciating what was given to me at the time. Trust me.
For sure. No, I just thought I ask you to,
if I go and start going to have people say, what's Hitman trying to boast? I don't want.
No, it's not boasting. It's about, I totally get what you're saying. Those are your accomplishments and you should be proud of them. Those are not things that you can go buy at a shop, like you've earned them over the years. It means something to you. And so I'm glad that you gathered them nicely together there.
I got one there is like it's award for most traveled entertainer of the year.
Well,
that was from the National Chutney Foundation.
Okay.
That is like, I can't reach it, but it's like most traveled entertainer of the year. I got the next one here. I don't know what this one is for. This is for your contribution. This some achievement award of the year was on in 2012. This one was
Okay.
from.
2012,
So
so
it's like
weird.
yeah, trust me.
No,
I don't
you know,
like to do that. I
no,
don't
no, you know, I ask you for a reason because I know usually people don't like to, but it is important though for us to highlight this because what's happening. We have young people watching, and we need to motivate people, letting them know that, it takes dedication, and things of that kind
yeah.
to get to a certain point in life. And so showcasing it is not showing off. It's about really, more of a motivator for other people. And and I like that the fact that you gather them there together because it really it identify who you are, your
Yeah.
accomplishment, so that is a beautiful thing. It's not a bad thing.
But
So how about
this
young
question.
people? How about young people who are watching and they want to get into the music industry? What advice do you have for them? Because things are different now than it was 10 years ago, because you guys put in all the hard work and all of that.
Oh my
Now
God, yeah.
everybody's looking for an overnight superstar opportunity. So what advice do you have for the young people or the newer people or people like myself? What if I want to get to the entertainment industry?
Well, this is what I was saying earlier on. This is what I was saying
Yeah.
earlier on about knowing what you're good at,
That's it.
knowing what is your blessing. Because trust me, I try a lot of different things over the years. Now I was always an entertainer singing, but I tried doing different businesses, try to start up this,
Of
and
course.
some turned out all right, some didn't think. But this is one of the things that I learned, that you know what, bro, stick to what you're best at. So for young people who trying to get into anything, be it music, that's what I'm saying. Find what you're good at, and if music is what you're good at, if you know that is your blessing deep down inside, you go after it. That's what I'm saying. Giving up is not an option. But the fight is going to be 10 times harder if that wasn't for you. If it's
Absolutely.
not for you, it's going to be hard, because it's like you're trying to do something you're not, you wasn't cut out to do. That's like me trying to be a doctor or a lawyer. So if it's music you want to do, or any form of profession you want to do, if you go wholehearted behind it and with the grace and blessing of God, nothing is impossible. That's just what it is. Bottom line.
Absolutely. Great advice. Um, I want to play a clip, and I do have one or two more questions. We're going to go over the hour here. That's fine, because you have lots to share, and I know that Chit Chat goes by really fast, especially when we have guests like you, where you have a long career and all of that. So we're going to go over here if that's okay with you. But I want to seeing that today's a hot day for the election in Guyana. Both of us have red on and all of that. I'm not sure if it's a coincidence and so on. Obviously, it is a relief for thousands of people in Guyana, knowing that finally, they are going to get to move forward, so to speak, kind of thing. So what I would like to do now, if that's okay, I will highlight a clip of the new president, and then we can talk about it just a little bit, because politics, what people don't realize, politics plays an important role in everything, because politicians need to invest more when it comes to the arts, to make sure that people have opportunity to perform, make sure that people can carry on with their culture, and funding is there, all of that. Those things should be in place, right? All of that. And so it's not us getting into politics for the sake of politics. Politicians, they have a lot of control. So speaking of that, let's highlight this clip very quickly, because it's worth it here. So let's take a quick look at that. So this is Ifran Ali, the new president of Guyana. I mean, everything has to be official, obviously. So we want to basically take this opportunity, of course, to congratulate the new elected president. We want to congratulate all the supporters. We want to congratulate all of Guyana, because at the same time, though it was a challenging thing for people, now at least people can move forward with their life, kind of thing.
You ask me once, you ask me twice, you ask me thrice. the answer will be the same, because he is good for Guyana and he is good for you, and we will use his skills in our next government.
Yes, so I just wanted to highlight a tiny there so people have an idea, because we'll be mentioning name. So, I mean, were you following the election at all in Guyana there at all, Nisha?
Well, like you, as you just
Mhm.
said,
Mhm.
politics is very important. We
It
can't
is.
just turn a blind eye to it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah, we can't just turn a blind eye to it, because at the end of the day, if you really understand, you'll know we really gotta pay attention to it and see what we could do to help shape it for the best of our country and everyone in it.
For sure, because keep in mind too, because Guyana and Trinidad is so close, it makes a
Mhm.
difference as to who we have in government there, because whatever they do there can affect places like Trinidad in terms of how they do business together and all of surrounding, countries
Well,
and islands and so on.
Guyana and me have a real history, because though when I came out close to 25 years, I've been traveling to Guyana. I live in Guyana over the years. I got blood relatives in Guyana. My last daughter, born in Guyana. My wife is Guyanese. You know what
I
I
thought
mean?
you was pulling my leg. I did not know that. I know you shared that with me, but I thought you were just pulling my leg
Yeah.
because I'm Guyanese. So okay, so you do have a close relationship with
That's what I'm
Guyana.
telling you. It's like I know the politics and the history of Guyana politics a little bit from the early 90s to now, right?
Mhm.
And what I would like to say, I would like to congratulate the new president of Guyana.
Mhm.
But it's very important to any leaders to know around the world. This is my take on politics.
Mhm.
If people cannot save, they can't do anything. You can't fix your house, you can't buy a car, you can't change your roof, you can't do nothing if you cannot save a little something. So my prayer to Guyana and all politicians around the world, if they could hear whatever Hitman say, please help your people. What we can't eat the new brand paved road. The poor people can't eat that. They can't eat the new brand buildings that is building, constructing all over. And this is not only for Guyana. This is general. They
That's
can't eat the buildings that building. We can't eat the pave that pave. And we can't take that and go to the grocery or buy books for the kids. So all politicians, I hope that this new incoming government, um, help the people as much as they can, which I hope by the grace of God they do and they continue doing. Because as again, they need in anything, we need to see, like for Guyana, especially we talk about Guyana right now, they got a new president. They need to get off some of these taxes of some of these foods, bring back the cost of living reasonable. Once the cost of living come back reasonable, people can save. Once you can save, then you could uplift your life physically with the material things around you.
Mhm.
And again, we watching, just like Trinidad election coming just now too.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? And Trinidad election coming. And again, we hope for the best, boy. We hope for the best.
So
And leaders, one thing leaders in the world need to understand, when you are a leader of a country, you have different races of people in a country. You have different people with different talents. The races of the countries have different talents in their own way. Utilize the difference. Utilize the diversity in the people. Some of them is good farmers. Utilize the farmers and build them. Some of them is good construction workers, but they may be of different party supporters or different race. But utilize that and bring everybody together for the betterment of the nation. That is what they talk about, a real government. Not because you're on that party, I ain't gonna help you. Not because you there. That kind of way, well, we always take longer to reach where we go.
Oh
That's
yes,
it.
no, it's never going to work that way.
Yeah.
People have to be open-minded. It doesn't matter which party or people support. People have to respect that. I
I
think.
love Guyana. Trust me. I just want to see. I wish all the best for Guyana. You gotta really believe what Hitman tell you about that. I wish Guyana all the best. And I know one of the most important things my Guyanese people need is to help them save. They need the cost of living in Guyana need to be addressed. That's just like the main bottom line. Once the cost of living, when I say cost of living, I mean food items,
Yeah, that's right.
taxes got to
Yeah, every day.
eliminate from, you got to help them, and you got to help them in that way. They can't eat concrete. We can't eat paved road. And that goes across the board to Trinidad and Guyana. We can't eat a nice building put out. Hey, we are the best looking building in the world, but your people starving. The children can't buy food. How much road we could ride our bicycle 10 times up and down that paved road, but that can't help you no way. You dig? So these are the things I want to see from a country, Guyana, because Guyana is my second home. I live there. If you don't believe me, Guyana, it's so Guyana and me is like a piece is like that's Hitman Trinidad Guyana connection, you know. So all the best to Guyana. I happy to see that over now. You know, if the other party, APNU, I think it is, or something like that.
Yes,
if
right.
they, if God, if the Lord is here to have them there too, the same way I would have been saying the same thing, wishing them the best and hope they do for the people.
Well, I know that election is coming up in Trinidad because I do follow along election. I always like this whole politics thing because you know, through politics people can change policies and so on. Because for me, if you get into politics for the right reason, you can do a lot of good things for the people. But one of the things I wanted to say here though is that if Trinidadians can count well, they won't have any problem with that election. I'll say that. You know, so hopefully Trinidadians can do a better job with the counting and kind of figure out.
Well, you know, you just got hey, yo, this is the world we live in, and thank God it worked out. Either way, it would have however the Lord wanted to happen, it would have go that way. Thank God it's over and done with. Now it's time to let Guyanese people come together and build their country. No matter what creed or color or race. You see what our racing doing to the world right now? That's not helping nothing, you know. That's
right.
not helping nothing. I mean to say, come on. That won't help anything. So Guyana need to come now and say, okay, nice. Work together, build our nation. We're getting oil now. Don't waste time with that. And share it to the people.
Share it with people.
Let the people. Now it's nice to be say, oh, let's look at sell 20 trillion barrel of oil and the people still starving, make no sense.
Absolutely.
Bottom line, you could look at boast and Trinidad could boast and the world could boast and say we're the richest country in the world. But when you do so, when you come down to the gritty of it, your people not happy. Whoa, what that really doing? Did that make any sense?
Absolutely.
Lord, appoint people inside it to help the poor, help your brothers and sisters. That impressed me. Nice bill. You see one of the things with Hitman? Material things never impressed me.
And we would have not known all of that, you know, just so you know.
Yeah.
Like we would
you
have.
know what impressed me?
People would have.
You know what impressed me for Guyana? When I go down Guyana and my brother and sister who driving the taxi and the one who's selling the food on the side of the road or have their two little children wrapping a little bag and selling juice, them telling me that Uncle Hitman, we fridge full and my father fix over the house, and that will impress me with this government or any government. But other than that, you could put up 10 million building and say, oh, let's sell the whole generation of oil and your people not happy, then nothing really coming up. Then the tears of these people are gonna fall on you. Then what sense that make?
Excellent point.
Again, I wish them all the best. And I want to see my country Guyana rise and fly high. And not only fly high with looks. Let the people sing the praises of the country and sing the praises of the people who in power.
Of course. You know, people actually, they're not asking for much. You know, people want the opportunity to have jobs so they can go to a job, earn money, they can take care of the family, right? That's what people want. People cannot rely on a hamper, you know, and then wait for another hamper to come. You cannot run a country that way. Those are temporary measures. It's needed now based on the pandemic and all of that. I get that. But you cannot rely, if any country or any community are in those kind of situations where they need a hampers to survive, it means that something went wrong along the way. And so we must create job opportunities for people so that they can take care of themselves. Get everybody, as you mentioned, let them contribute their skills, you know, try to figure out who has what kind of skill and let them utilize that skill, you know, and then the country is going to be built up and so on. So let's see.
That is like the farmers in Guyana. The sugarcane factory, that is an industry and a billion-dollar industry by itself. You harvest that, diversify it, use the people what they're good at. You can't take one of these cane cutters or one of these people who doing that and put them in an office with a jacket and tie. I ain't saying they can't do it, but you got to use them what they're strong at and build around that and invest in that for them. You know what I mean? This is what it is about, bro. And let me tell you, one more thing on this thing. A lot of people upsetting of the migration of people from one country to the next. You see in America want to close the border. You see all these things. But why? They now you want to go and hate on the man saying close the border. what is the bigger picture there? Why are the people running in the first place?
Correct. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly, for sure.
That's
And that's
the whole thing. Nobody is talking about our part.
Yeah.
Why? This is like Guyana or Trinidad. Why must we run from our own country
that's
to have
correct.
somebody shutting we out of their one?
That's right.
So the problem we had to fix is not the one who's shutting we out of their one. The problem had to fix is why we're running from here in the first place.
Correct.
That's it.
Good point, because if every country, let's say Guyana and whatnot, let's say they had everything and there were jobs and the safety, they were like, it was safe where people don't have to worry about thief coming in at night and all of those types of things, right? People wouldn't leave those kinds of country. Why would they leave, right? People leaving, generally speaking, people are leaving for better opportunity. That's all they're leaving for, kind of thing. So hopefully one day those countries can develop into better countries. The potential is still there. Usually it's mismanagement and all of that, but we're still hopeful that things can be a little bit better, because I know a lot of people, they're not asking for much. They're just looking for opportunity. Now, can you imagine how hard it was on so many people, especially people who don't follow social media, don't have access and so on? Because so usually people send me a message and ask me what's the update, but I know only what I know, kind of thing, right? And all of that. So I personally know a lot of people who are in very desperate need, for jobs and for a place to live and all of that. So I'm hoping things get a little better. So let's hope that today is just a new beginning for all of Guyana, and hopefully will be the same for Trinidad as well too, kind of thing. In terms
Well,
of
yeah. I hope, and one thing about the politicians of Guyana and Trinidad is the same people from 10 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? So they should know what didn't work when they was there last time.
what didn't work,
And they should have an idea of 30 or 20 years it was there and what needed to be done. So now shouldn't be like, let's starting all over again. Or you should know already what to jump in and start, what your people was needed all the time. Give them that. That's it.
But generally speaking, I'm talking about here. Generally speaking, politicians are greedy people. Generally speaking, because so you basically, I find that a lot of politicians, they're more concerned about themselves first. They're the ones living in that mansion. They're the ones getting, all the extra pieces, right? For me, when you are in it, you have to put people first. And then you are doing that, then it means that you are in it for the right reason, kind of thing, right? And so when you put people first, it will make all the difference. But if once people get in there, that they kind of think they're better than anybody else, and then they live the high life, and then they don't bother about the everyday people. That is the problem.
Lord Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, we are living in Kali Yuga.
Well, there you go.
Kali Yuga, when Kali Yuga was coming in, he went on the goal, on the king head. And that's where the root of everything started. My experience with material wealth and fame and money and everything, that could corrupt any human being, right? But it's a hard battle, trust me. My prayer goes out to them to deal with that. But mind you, they will, all politicians or any human beings put in a position to help others, they will answer for that. There is a God.
I hope they realize that. Actually, I hope they actually realize that.
Well, trust me.
Because I find that because this whole election in Guyana, we don't have to get into any details here, but when you think about it, the result didn't change when they did the recount. It was the same result early in March. And they could have declared a winner 3 months ago. And the people had to go through all of it and suffer without any help really from the government and so on. And so, okay, well, you know what? We are trying to figure this thing out, but in the meantime, this is what we're doing for you. This is what we're doing for you because we get it, we understand it. And because of the COVID-19, we realize it even harder. So this is what we're going to do for you. Nothing like that. It doesn't work like that. So shame on you guys, whoever really give the guidance people a hard time, because that's not how you run a country. So we are hoping that things will get better for for people as they now can breathe a little bit more. I'm a politician here in Canada too, so sometimes I kind of get a little bit hyper there. But anyways, what last thing would you like to say? Maybe something you wanted to say about your career or anything of that kind, or your fans who support you over the years. Now is the time to say it. And of course, we are going to take the opportunity to kind of connect with you, stay connected, and hopefully have you back on the air again too. But anything you want to say is all yours.
Well, I know there are a lot of people who locked on. I couldn't call everyone name. But thank you guys for all the support over the years. From the beginning of my professional musical career, I want to thank every single one out there who've been supporting me on Facebook, the social media platform that the Lord, you know what? The Lord gave us this social media platform because he said, you know what, to me, the social media platform, they said he give us access to everyone. So when you was to have to do so and trying all these other things, he make it easy and he created it equally for everyone. And I thank him every day for that. Through the social media platform, with your program here, you know what I mean, get me to even meet much more people other than my circle.
That's correct.
So I want to thank everyone out there who support Neeshan Prabhoo, Hitman, over the years, who just be on my Facebook. My Facebook page is not only music, it's a wide thing. It's food. I like to eat a lot too. Don't watch me as be working out a little bit. I love my food thing. So it's a lot of interaction. I go out every day on my Facebook. I want to thank everyone who support me in my music. And let me just come together. I know a lot of people lost their loved ones in this time we're going through the COVID-19 right now. My prayers are with everyone out there. This is real talk. Who know me? This is real. Hitman is real. But I've been so long in the public eye. I had my ups and downs in life. And I take it as life lessons. For me, my whole life, especially what you were saying with certain obstacles, certain things in way, I take it as my life lessons. And today, that's why I could sit with you and we could carry on a conversation. And I hope with you and your people, your followers who don't know me personally may get to know me a little more. And even yourself to know that we chutney artists is not only a wine and grind thing.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's not only that, but as I said, we sing for our audience. That is a party audience most of the time. When I go to temples, I sing my bhajans. My home. This is not my altar where you see to the back of me. This is me appreciating who appreciate me.
Of course, of course.
This is what you see here. And I chose to sit here because this is my aura here in music. I chose to sit here because what we are doing today is part of what this brought me.
Absolutely.
Because of this, I am here with you, right? So this is what you see, guys, on the back here. This is not Hitman trying to gain any points or shit. This is me appreciating who appreciate me. And thank you very much for having me on your program.
Our pleasure.
And and again, I press to everybody with the COVID-19. My heart goes out to my American brothers and sisters. What is happening across there right now? It's happening across the world. But we gotta understand something. I'll say something on that part. It's very sad what happened that we saw on TV. It's when I saw what happened. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
about. What I saw on TV, I couldn't watch it out. I didn't see it for like 2 weeks in a date. And when I did see it, it was like I couldn't watch it out. But what I'll say is that don't let a few rotten eggs spoil the whole barrel. Because everybody is not so. Is one. This is not taken away for what happened. Trust me. And my heart goes out to everyone because I feel that. Man, I feel that. I don't know the guy. I don't know how bad he is or whatever, but I feel that. So that had to happen to me to bring the change that you are seeing going to happen now. Otherwise, it was nothing going to change. So it's so sad that it had to reach to that point to bring the kind of change that the world is going to transfer over to now. Hope is for the best change. That's what I'm going. We don't know what change. Is that change coming? And it's happening. I pray it's for the best for everyone. So this is Hitman take a little bit on the politics. This is a little take on what's happening right now around the world. This is a take on my music career, on my life. I want to say this to the fans who've been following me. In my life right now, I take a dress back. I retreat back a little bit from how I was over the years because I see the world a lot differently now. I operate a lot differently now because the Lord shape me and mold me with a lot of licks to be the way I am today. For not only, this is not me changing for the betterment of myself. No. This is for me, this change that is happening and it's going to happen and it's going gradually getting there. It's for general, for my brothers and sisters, which is you and everyone there out there who support me, my children, my ancestors, and people who depending on people like myself to be a better man, to set that example that we always hear people talking about, set an example. And we need to, because as I always said to my chutney followers and my chutney music brothers and sisters in the entertainment world, the soca world have enough Marshall Montano, right? They have enough Sparrow did he thing, right? I can't go and be like Marshall. I can't go and be singing all the soca in the world and doing it. That's why just when I said I went to Miami, I had to carry me, chutney, and represent us. So this is what I am doing to the best of my ability to represent all people. Because when I go by my Muslim brother and sister, I love to eat sawine. I like to eat their kind of food. Because when I home, I eating we kind of food. So this is not why I keep emphasizing on that. We gotta mix it up and embrace the difference in everyone. We can't make each other the same. I can't force you to be me and like what I like and do what I do. Then every day we go eat Chinese food. If everybody be like Chinese people, what will happen? Right? If everybody be like East Indian people, what will happen? Embrace the beauty of the diversity of the world. Embrace that. It's so beautiful. You know what I mean? And if we embracing that, you will not see that big bacchanal where you see dealing with there right now. Too. Think about it. Exactly. So that is a big part of my life. Spreading our dharma, being true to who I am and where I came from, and not forgetting, and not trying to change to be something I am not to please anyone. Right? And that's it in a kind of nutshell if we get me in a kind of way.
No, I appreciate
and thank you everybody. Thank you everybody who always support me.
I appreciate you took the time.
I pray to my God all the time and ask him to pray for the world. It's very important. I want to say this to all the young people and everybody, a lot of people listening to. It's very important how you pray and what you say in your prayer. It's very important what you ask God and what you say in your prayer. The Lord look at that and he judge you by that. Because that time when you pray is that one-on-one with he alone, and he know what you're thinking and what you're saying and what you mean behind what you're saying. So be careful when you pray and think when you're praying and what you're saying. He judge you by that.
What a good way to wrap it up. I want to remind people though that tomorrow we have a police officer who will be joining us here on Let's Chit Chat with Narine Dat. She is a born Guyanese and is the first Black woman to hold the highest ranking here in Canada. So we'll take the opportunity to really get to understand as to how she get to that point, really motivate the younger folks who want to get into that kind of profession. Because as our guest was saying tonight, Neeshan, it doesn't always have to be singing or into the entertainment thing, right? It could be anything that you're good at or wanting to do. So if you're interested to do anything along, law enforcement, policing, and all of that, I want to hear about motivating story. Tomorrow will be a really good day because Guyanese born first Black woman to ever hold the highest ranking here in Canada. A very good friend of mine, actually. You don't want to miss tomorrow's chit chat. I can tell you that for sure. Very powerful woman, but yet simple. That's all. That's a beautiful thing. Everybody we have here has some sort of uniqueness that we don't know. I've learned so much about you, Neeshan, tonight. Like I didn't realize that you are actually realizing your purpose here, and you're really kind of understanding that you have a role to play as a human being, and you share, that you are kind of putting a life, you're making the most of life, and you're kind of making good choices and better choices and so on. And you said something which is extremely true. We grow as we go along in terms of age. We mature as we get older and all of that, right? When people are young, they do things and not really understanding certain consequences, or don't know, or maybe haven't found themselves, at certain age. Obviously, when people are, are more mature, they make better choices. That's one of the reasons we always encourage guests to share things that, that are meaningful to them, so that people who are listening, the younger folks, can gain something from it. Because we know that when you have the life experience, you can have lots to share. And a person like you definitely have lots of it. And so it was definitely a pleasure to have you on. Like you have a purpose. There's no question about it. But I was more so inspired by your humbleness and how simple you are. Because, like I said to you, and I'll say it again, just that one video of you, the one song, and not just one song, one video I'm referring to. You have so many other ones, but that one in particular, because I can still remember that song singing in my head. Over 2.5 million views. That is a big deal. That is something to be proud of. And with all the many other things that you have done, you have represented your country, you have represented yourself well, you stayed close and connected with your roots, which is such of a beautiful thing. And not too many people would have known that. So a lot of people, are aware of it now.
Well,
This public
before you go,
Mm,
as like if I wasn't who I am today, all that nice things you're saying about me, you would have blown up this head, right? But I have the Lord to credit for that, because He been there with me knowing and unknowing too. I have the Lord to credit for that, because you know what? Again, I get back to praying. It's things I pray for. It's what I put in my prayer. Lord, I don't want take away the hate, the greed, the jealousy, the anger, the lust that destroy men. Take that away from me. These are some of the things in my prayer. So if you asking the Lord for that, obviously He's gonna mold you into something where you're supposed to be like. And being who I am in the music industry, I don't know. People ask me over the years, what does it feel like to be famous? I don't know how it feel like to be famous, but I know what it's like to be famous, because I don't feel anything about being famous, because I was there in the spotlight and in the music world my whole life. And this is not me trying to make myself be like this, but it's the truth. So I'm sitting here with you. What I look back at my past is, thank God things didn't go more crazy, Thank Him for saving me and bringing me out to this point, but learn life lessons along the way.
absolutely. Of course, of course. You said it so nicely there. As long as people are progressing with their life and they're making better choices, and then that is a beautiful thing, as long as they don't stuck into that little mess, so to speak, right? And based on everything that you're saying there, I can see that you're really moving forward with your life. You're kind of really seeing the value of life, and you're encouraging other people to do the same. You are very consistent.
Yes.
You were very consistent when with our whole chit chat here tonight. You talk about the importance of prayers and so on. And I know that especially during this time, the COVID-19, people who've never prayed before are praying like crazy now. So prayer is a powerful thing. There's no question about that.
But
so thank you
people
for
are understand the COVID-19, right?
Yeah.
If the Lord, like the atheists will come out and say this, why God allowing this to happen? Remember, everything Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, leave no fall without His permission. We have to ask ourselves, what are we doing to deserve this? That's what we have to study. What we in the world are doing for these kind of plagues to happen to us. And there we will. And if we sit down and do a little inventory in our life, I think we can find one or two things that are corresponding with the master. Yeah.
All right. So on that note, again, I appreciate you coming here, but we'll stay in touch. So my dear fellow listeners,
Thank you very much.
as we're approaching the end of tonight's program, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning in to Let's Chit Chat with Narine Dat.
Thank you.
Please
Thank you.
no problem. So do take the time to tune into us again tomorrow,
Sure.
7 p.m. Eastern time, where we have a special guest. You don't want to miss it. On behalf of myself and our very multi-talented, humble guest tonight, Neeshan Prabhoo, a talent out of Trinidad and Tobago, we both would like to join together and wish you a great today and even a better tomorrow. We'll see you again
Thank you.
soon.